past that, but that's why I find it so much easier just to work with strangers, because I can't prejudge a stranger. I don't know anything about them, so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask 1, 2, 3. Michelle Ping, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever prejudged anyone?
All the time.
All the time. Give me one example of someone that you bypassed that maybe would have been awesome.
I think the same prejudgment that we all do is they won't do this. We automatically assume that they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So
sometimes I think we may feel a little bit intimidated. Yeah. Sometimes I think we might feel a little bit scared. Sometimes I think that our own insecurity plays into it, and that's why Sophia is going to discuss a great chapter in the book. But I think it's really important not to prejudge anyone, because you never know who's going to make a difference in your life and in your business. So all these reasons, all this crap, guys, everyone is messaging that the call is capped out at 50. I don't know why, because we pay for a 200-person call, but I am recording the call. So for everyone who could not get on tonight, the call will be recorded and posted, okay? I don't want to take away from the 50 that are on the call tonight, but unless I disconnect us all, there's nothing I can do about it now. So we'll just go on as is, apologize to the rest of the team after the call, and we'll just upload the recording. So all these reasons truly hurt us from team building, because network marketing is so simple. Make a list, present the information, and let them decide. I mean, that's it. We presume every situation, and we make the decision for people usually way off. We're completely wrong. Before even trying, we've made that decision for someone. So when you skip over them, they very well may join with someone else. I mean, I think we've all heard of Lynn Hagedorn, who made millionaire in 14 months. I probably would have skipped over her, because she's shy, she's quiet, she's timid, she was a nurse. I don't think that this is someone who I would have prospected. But here's a woman who came into our business and made millionaire in 14 months. So, you have to decide how you want your life to be. No one's going to help you live the kind of life that you want, and really only you can help yourself. And feeling confident in what you do, I think, is a strong part that will allow you to add more people on your list. The stronger you feel about this opportunity, the more confident you are, the more likely you'll be to tell everyone without any prejudgments and without any discrimination. I would feel bad if someone overlooked me and said, you're too this, or you're too that, or you're not healthy, or you're not, what I picture. It's really not, it's a terrible idea to do that, because you're going to overlook some wonderful, wonderful people. And I have to be honest with you, when we were posting on Facebook, when we started 3 years ago, very few people were using social media as a business. Now it's quite common. You see young teak, you see those hideous leggings. I'm sorry, but they're not cute, those Lulus. But you know what I mean? Now it's like quite common. People are posting leggings, people are posting young teak, people are posting essential oils because they love it, they believe in it. So why not feel confident in this industry that's allowing more and more families to stay home and stay together? That's something I feel very proud of, and I want to present it to everyone, because majority of the people still don't know. So I want to ask you guys, where do you find people? I'll start with Sophia, and I'll go to every fourth box. And tell me, Sophia, because I'm going to start with you, because you've enrolled a lot of people. So where do you find people from? Give me some examples. of where you add the names to your list? Who do you find?
From everywhere. I mean, most of my enrollments are from Facebook because, as you know, I work from home. I take care of my husband's business, so I am many hours in front of the computer trying to look for a job, work for him and all that. So pretty much 98% of my enrollments come from Facebook, and they don't come from friends of mine. They come from me posting on groups and talking to my friends on Facebook, like just commenting on their pictures, just interacting with them. So I just make friends with them. It's not, I don't even know these people personally. They from Canada, Australia, Massachusetts, everywhere. So I never even saw them in my life, but we just became friends through Facebook. And they start trusting me and believing me, and then they enroll. But when I go to the store, I do talk to people. I do put cards everywhere I go, like do my hair or my nails or wherever, supermarket, gym, wherever I go, I talk to people. But to be honest with you, 98% of my enrollments do come from Facebook.
And how long have you been with Isogenics, Sophia?
Well, I enrolled in 2013. I didn't do anything for over a year. I then finally did my program April of 2014, and I had amazing results like you guys know. And I didn't start sharing until about July of 2014. And that was when I went to see a friend of mine one day, and she looked at me and she goes, "Whoa, what happened to you?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "You look so different." And that's when it clicked that I could share this with people. And I remember coming home and I messaged James and I said, "What do I do? I have this girl asking me." She goes, "What? We just enroll her under you." And that's how it started.
So in 2 years, just to shed light on a truck driver's wife who's working from home, how many people have you enrolled in 2 years?
Over 200.
Over 200, braless in pajamas from your own home.
Yeah.
Yeah, 98% of the business on Facebook. So it pays guys to learn how to write, to learn how to really learn our system of posting on Facebook. I saw someone post tonight, "This is my friend. She lost 45 pounds. She looks amazing. Yay, go girl." I mean, there is no emotion to that. You know, you want to tell a story with that picture. You want to pull on people's heartstrings. You really want to highlight what this program has done for that person. So let me ask another senior person who's been here for a while. How about you, Vicky? Give some takeaways. How many people, how long have you been here, and where did your enrollments come from?
Pretty much the same as Sophia. I started in 2013. I did enroll. I did hit consultant right away, but the first year I was not really doing it. So I want to say around the same time, 2014, about a year later, and solely, mostly off of Facebook. I would say at this point, I used to say about 99% off Facebook. Now I want to say 95% off of Facebook. The rest are from meeting people out on the street. It made me like 90% because I started really talking to so many people that I meet while I'm out. I mean, last time I was at a concert, I made 5 new Facebook friends while I was out. So that's what it's really done. And I feel like Facebook is number one. It always will be for me, but it's definitely not my only means, especially as I'm getting more and more into it. And there's so many other people that I have mutual friends with and things like that. So I don't make it my sole purpose, just Facebook. I really do make an effort of going out and speaking to people when I'm out somewhere. So, and again, for me, it's been about 250 people in the last, like about 3 years.
Awesome. That's a significant number. So once you have your list, all you're basically doing is inviting them to take a look to one of our tools, right? And my favorite tool is the 3-way phone call, because sometimes people are not going to believe you. They might look at you, they might prejudge you and say, oh my God, this girl is skinny. She has never dealt with a weight problem in her life. And then I get them on a 3-way to someone who can relate to them. We have so many tools. We have iSaMovie, and that's going to be part of your assignment tonight, is to really watch all the videos on iSaMovie. This way, when you have someone interested in the athletes pack, you can simply send them there. When you have someone interested in the healthy aging pack, you meet someone over 50, over 60, you're like, oh my God, this would be perfect because it's got the telomeres. So that's definitely going to be the first part of your assignment, is picking 1 or 2 videos from each category and familiarizing yourself with that tool, but it's geared towards the bigger assignment. And the bigger assignment is going to be make your list. So before I give you the full assignment, I just want to share with you guys that your list should be so big that the minute someone is not ready, you are ready to hang up that phone and call the next person. This Blitz is not a time where I'm just going to sit back and watch and see what the rest of the team is doing. This Blitz is really, I wish I can explain to you guys that I can get across what my first Blitz did for me. I mean, it is incredible how 90 days can change everything, because what you do in those 90 days is going to have a significant ripple effect for not only your team, but for your team's team and for your team's team that's not even enrolled yet. This 90 days, it's not about sit back and observe and let's see what they do. It's about, I'm coming here, I'm going to make some waves, and I'm going to make this the best 90 days of my life. Because at the end of this Blitz, at the very least, I have grown, I have rank advanced, and I have set myself up for something magnificent to come, right? A lot of people are here just watching. And that's not what Blitz is about. It's certainly about learning and taking it in. But when Ellen said that Randall had 40 new contacts, that's what this is about. That's what this is about. Did somebody else make 40 new contacts this week? Did anyone else reach out to 40 people and leave messages or try to inbox them? If you did, can you raise your hand? Okay. I believe I see 2 out of 50. So, you know, what I ask you guys is, if you feel that you're giving this 60%, I mean, it's really time to step it out. We're 3 weeks in. There's 9 weeks left. We set goals. We set big goals. Some of you guys said you want to run to Crystal Director, and you only have 1 consultant. That is 9 weeks to make 5 consultants. Are you being realistic? Are you just setting goals that, you know, maybe you'll hit and maybe you won't? Because this Blitz, it's not about maybe. You have a team of support. You have a team of love. You have a team of leaders that are willing to help you every step of the way if you're just willing to do. As long as you're willing to try and willing to do, you have an incredible team of people that will do 3-ways for you, that will answer questions, that will come to your house and do a launch party for you. Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's also hard work. You know, a lot of us are making a sacrifice to be here and are taking time away from our families, our children. Sabina's family left her and went to dinner without her. It's about 6:30 in California time, and they weren't going to wait for her. And she made the commitment to stay home because it was that important for her to be here and do this. And those are the type of sacrifices that it's going to take, you know, on vacation and or not on vacation. We've got to make the decision. And if you're not ready yet, that's okay too. But if you are ready, you are going to have to get a little bit uncomfortable. You are going to have to get on that phone And you are going to have to do things that make you cringe and make you squeamish and make you feel very nervous. I was so nervous my first 10 phone calls by myself. I literally had diarrhea. Like, it was so bad. I was terrified. But after 2,500 no's, I'm very proud to say that I've gotten 600 yeses. You know, and that's all it is go for no, go for no. How many people can you talk to? So your list should be so big. You should have so many names that you truly let go of the outcome because you're so committed to speaking to everyone about this, you know. And when someone tells me no, I'm not offended because I know I've got at least 30 more to talk to this week. And that's okay. Listen, you make an appointment, someone doesn't show up, someone's going to leave a message, you had an appointment, but they didn't pick up. This happens frequently. It's a part of it. I'm often getting people's voice message, and that's okay. I keep trying. We scheduled a 5-day phone call, and even still, they don't show up. I had a girl who was supposed to call me for her cleanse day walkthrough. I don't know how she cleansed. She never called me. It's okay. You dust it off and you speak to the next person who's ready, who's willing, who's able. You know, you don't spend time begging or convincing. And what I really learned, it's just my job to educate and share the story with as many people as possible. And those who want it, they will come. And if they're not ready, they'll come in a month, in 2 months. And I have to tell you guys that many, many, many people that I've spoken to have come 1 year later, 2 years later, when they're ready, not when you're ready. But at least I did my job and had that initial conversation with them. So once you make that list, it's important for you to show your team. And they're going to do the same, because if you put 100 names on, right? Even if you've only enrolled 300, even if you've only enrolled 3 people, and if you show your 3 girls, look, guys, I got my list of 100. Why don't you do the same? And why don't you do the same? And why don't you do the same? That's 300 names that you guys have to go through together. It really is a big effect. I didn't enroll 19,000 people. You guys did. I started with 5. But it grows and it grows and it grows. And that's really the power of the list. So once you make your list, show the team, have them do the same, leaving you with really thousands of people to speak to. So I'm going to give you guys a few helpful tips. And if I'm missing anything, you know, you can certainly unmute yourself and chime in. But recall all the people that you have met until now. If you're about 40 years old, you've probably met about 500 people in your life that you know their first and last name and they know yours. I mean, I'm talking about like, no. Go through your phone book. Go through your phone list. I mean, most of us have at least 200 names in our cell phone. Email list. Print your entire email list and see who you've spoken to, who you've emailed back and forth with. Maybe somebody, you know, tried to message you about their company. Now it's your turn to message them about yours. Facebook, huge. Most of us have at least 500 friends on Facebook. Start talking to them. Get to know them. Don't just pitch them. Start building a relationship with these people. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go through your nightstand. Look at 1 million business cards that you have floating at the bottom of your pocketbook. I know we all have random business cards in our pocketbooks, right? I can't be the only one that just tosses everything in my suitcase. So go through the old business cards. Go through photo albums. Photo albums are a great way to jog your memory. Look at old pictures. Think about the people that you've had at your wedding. Think about the people that have celebrated in your divorce. Think about people who you've invited to parties, high school, college mates. Now with Facebook, I mean, you can even go back to junior high school. Think about the neighborhoods where you live now or where you've lived in the past. Think about all the professionals that you know and use. Dentists, chiropractors, pediatricians, bankers, your manicurist, your hairdresser, your tailor, the person who you know hemmed your wedding dress. everyone that you meet goes on that list with no prejudgments. Because it's really incredible, you know, and what I love most about Isogenics is that this is not just a one-stop shop. I mean, this is not like like one of my friends, she sells mascara. That's like their prime product. I don't know how you market this to a man. You know, somebody who sells leggings. I don't know how you would market that to a teenage boy. You know, our company has a solution for absolutely everyone, young, old, man, child, athletes, out of shape, you know, healthy aging. So this is not about who you're going to talk. This is about everyone. Every single person that you encounter goes on the list, whether you do this part-time or full-time. You all have to be willing to make the commitment to put in at least 60 minutes a day. You know, even if you're doing this part-time, you should still be working on your fortune at least an hour a day, at least 60 minutes. If you're not giving this 300 minutes a week, I'm not sure that this is going to pick up for you the way that it should, the way you deserve, really. And, you know, what Isogenics has outlined and what Kathy Coover always shares is that the key to success is 80% of the time you should be presenting, sharing, and connecting. That's 80% of the time you are telling the Isogenics story. And 20% of the time you're teaching your team how to tell the Isogenics story. So you have to commit to these business building activities. So part 2 of the assignment is to make a list of 100 people by Wednesday, because a lot of assignments are being handed in on Sunday morning, and that's not going to help you for the week. So use iSamovie to help you with some triggers, help you remember some people. Watch those videos. Don't let it consume your entire week, because by Wednesday, 100 names to your leader, and that's going to be a 15-point assignment if the entire team completes it. So no matter how big or small your team is, you want to make sure that you add 100 names to that list. I saw that a lot of people did the Crystal Executive Map, which was fantastic. You completed the assignment, but not everyone actually called the 10 people. The trick is not just to put it on paper, but to actually call them to have these people enrolled. So let's, I'm going to ask you guys to look at page 27 in your 90-day game plan. And there's a page that's called Who Do You Know? Identifying new prospects and creating your list. And it talks about who do you know, who's health conscious, who's worried about their weight, who needs sleep, who needs better energy, who's organized, who has an entrepreneurial mindset. Who do you know who's a teacher, a salesperson, a chiropractor, a vet, a nutritionist. So these are all great, great ways to really jog your memory and come up with that list. I want you guys to come up with that list by Wednesday so you can call as many people as you could off that list by Sunday. And I'm going to put some cash on the table and make this a little bit more exciting, okay? The person that calls the most people off that list is going to win $100. Do you think that would be a little fun? Would that be a little helpful to kind of motivate everyone to get off the summer thing, this whatever summer thing is going on? Because pretty soon it ain't going to be summer anymore. And before you look, you're going to be like, holy cow, it's 9 weeks into Blitz and I haven't done the best I could. And I want everyone walking away from Blitz feeling grown and stretched beyond their limits and getting uncomfortable and really doing the best they can, because you can. That's the whole that's the whole key, is believing in yourself. So I'm going to put $100 on the table for the person that calls the most people in the fastest amount of time. Make your list, send it to your leader by Wednesday, and starting Wednesday, we're off. And the leader that messages me the first and says, okay, my girl called all 100, that'll be the first person to get it. That's it. Keep it simple. Don't overwhelm the leaders. It's just a nice way to put everyone to work. So did Susan have a question? I see you raised your hand, Sue.
I do. Question is, when we're calling these people, what are we supposed to be saying? I mean, because some of them will be people that I may not have been in touch with in a while, or don't even know that I'm doing this as a business. So give me some sense of what we should be saying on these calls.
Okay, let's role play, me and you. Let's say we haven't spoken in 5 years and you're an old college friend and I saw you on Facebook. Is that a good scenario, or do you want to give me one?
Like I was thinking of, what if I contact someone that's at my office and they kind of know me, but they don't really know me? I mean, I just need to know, am I presenting them, hey, I just started this new business and I thought you might be interested, or have some contacts that might be interested?
Sure. What's the person's name?
Lisa.
Lisa. And where do you guys work? Do you want to keep that confidential, or are you able to say?
Oh, I don't care. I work at VF Corporation.
Okay. So
most people don't even.
I don't even know what that is. So I would
What
say,
you do, we sell like, we're the largest apparel company. So we sell like the North Face and Nautica and some of the big brands out there.
okay, awesome. So I would call and I would say, hey, Lisa, it's Susan. We work together at VF, and I have to tell you that you have been on my mind forever. How is everything? And she might be a little taken back, right? So go ahead, you play Lisa.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am awesome. How has work been treating you?
Oh, it's been really busy, but I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, same here. It's been really busy for me. I have to tell you something. I have recently started this incredible little side gig, and I totally thought of you because I just love your heart. I love your personality. And I'm wondering if you had about 3 minutes to take a look at what I've been doing.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome. Would you rather me tell you about it now? Do you prefer video? Would you like me to get my coach on the phone? Just to briefly tell you, I mean, it's really quite incredible. I've lost 28 pounds in 2 months. I feel amazing. I started sharing this program, and you wouldn't believe they send me a $700 check. And there is this whole opportunity attached to this thing that I'm just so excited to share with you. So let me know what's the best way to get that information across to you.
Okay, great. If you send me a video or a link, that'd be awesome. Then I can view it at my own leisure.
Fantastic. So our company has 5 different pillars. They have energy, they have performance, they have weight loss, they have healthy aging, and they have just the monetary, the wealth creation. Which one sounds like it's more up your alley?
I think I'd be looking at the performance and the weight loss.
Fantastic. You are a gem. Thank you for taking my call. I absolutely adore you. I'm going to send you the videos right now via Facebook, and then I'm going to message you, I'd say by Friday. Just let me know what you think about it. I'm telling you, this is $1 billion company. They are growing so fast, and I think you have just the perfect heart to do this with me, and you're the first person that I thought of.
Okay, great. I just wanted to know if I was supposed to focus on the business and what I'm, quote, sharing, or if I was supposed to just make the connection, because that's where I kind of sometimes, I make the connection, but I don't get the sharing piece in.
Well, it really depends on the person, Susan, and it really depends on where the conversation is going. And by asking a few simple questions like how's work, how's life, most people complain about everything. And usually where their first complaint goes is where I lead the conversation. So whether that complaint be like, I'm overworked, I'm underpaid, my boss is an ass, then I would kind of take it to there. But your story is your story, and sometimes it's a combination of both. I would have to be crazy to omit the second part of my story. The weight loss is what started it, but you know, the 6-figure income is life-changing. So you know, it's my best practice to see where the conversation goes. All you want to do is ask them to take a look. But I think the less you worry about what's going on in here and just do it, it's kind of like being afraid to dive off the diving board. You know, sometimes you just have to close your nose and say 1, 2, 3. And just do it. Because of all the times I've picked up the phone, I have to tell you, the worst they've said is no, thank you. It's not for me. And I said, okay, well, have a wonderful day. I hope to talk soon. No one has ever cursed at me. No one has ever thrown bricks through my windows. It's never as bad as I've actually anticipated it to be. It never went that bad.
Okay.
Thank you for
I get it. That's all. I do a lot of thinking and not as much doing.
I think that thinking is terrifying, and the thinking gets in the way for a lot of us. And I know for some, even that first Facebook post is terrifying. But I noticed that the people who most often expose themselves and become vulnerable are the ones who are the most successful, because everyone is desperate for something. And the ones who are courageous enough to get vulnerable enough to relate to somebody, you know, look at Tracy O'Malley. I mean, I think we all know her story. Single mom, alcoholic, and the deeper she gets, the more people just love her. You know, she gives people permission to be okay with where they are. And I think that getting vulnerable and just sharing your story and just, you know, just trying. I tell you, it's not as scary as what we make it out to be in our brain. Sophia, so talk to us. We have a little bit of time. Talk to us about this chapter. We're reading a great book, and it's called How Successful People Grow by John Maxwell, and the leaders talk about it. Yay, Randall has one. So we read about it every week, how to get better and how to provide more to our teams and how to give back more. So, you know, this chapter was really about believing in yourself. And most of the people aren't where they should be in life and in business and with their health goals because they don't believe in themselves. So can you talk about this, Sophia, and give us some important takeaways that the team can really bring home tonight?
Sure. Yes. So the chapter is all about believing in yourself, and it starts, you must see value in yourself to add value to yourself. And then it goes, the first paragraph, it really touched me. It says, I believe all people have the seeds to success within them. All they need to do is cultivate those seeds, water them, feed them, and they'll begin to grow. So why do many people fail to grow? Because they fail to cultivate those seeds. So you can have many, many acres of possibilities, but if you don't do nothing with it, you'll never go nowhere. And then it goes by describing the different power of self-esteem. And the first one was positive self-esteem. And he says, if you don't realize that you have genuine value and that you are worth investing in, then you will never put in the time and effort needed to grow yourself. Then it goes into self-esteem is the single most significant key to a person's behavior. And that was what really kept my eye on that was when he said, low self-esteem puts a ceiling on our potential. So if you decide that you desire 10, but you're now working as a 10, you're working as a 5. If you don't believe in that, if you don't believe that you can be a 10, no matter what you do, will never allow you to reach there. You're always going to be lower than that. Then it goes into steps of building your self-image. Guard your self-talk. Stop comparing yourself to others. Compare yourself to others is really just a needless distraction. So just focus on yourself and don't compare yourself to others. What others do really not going to improve yourself. It's what you do that's going to improve you. Moving beyond your limit beliefs. the greatest limitations people experience is their lives are usually the ones that impose on themselves. Do the right thing, even if the right thing is hard to do. Add value to others. I think that's one of the things that we do every day. We have to add our value to others in order for our business to grow. Celebrate small victories. That's where we do it in the team. We have to celebrate other people in order for to help ourselves. Embrace a positive vision for your life based on what your values are. And then he ends up by taking responsibility for your life.
Yeah. So I love this chapter because what Sophia pointed out is, even if you want to get to a level 10, it's so important to know that your desire can be a 10. But if your self-esteem is shot and only at a 4, you're never, ever going to grow past that 4, no matter how bad you want it. So guarding your self-talk is so important. Many people are very down on themselves. Everyone in my life is always negative, critical. They watch the news, they read the paper. It's so detrimental. But you really want to celebrate the wonderful things that you have going on, that you've done, the steps that you've taken thus far. And comparing yourself to other people, why she enrolled 50, why I've only enrolled 20, how is she a 2-star, she's got a team leg, I don't. I mean, all that stuff is really nonsense. When you're just committed to helping people and adding value to others, you'll stop at nothing to do that. And what this Blitz is about is exactly what we read in this John Maxwell book is practice a small discipline every day. Even if that small discipline is merely to have 3 conversations a day. It's got to be something that you commit to. The people who have a great body are disciplined to going to the gym every day. People are not born with a 6-pack, at least most of them aren't. And most people aren't born with a great attitude and a millionaire mindset. These are things that we have to work on and practice on a consistent basis. And by taking all that crap talk out of our brain and feeding it with good, positive things, that's how you begin to change. So few tips that John Maxwell has, and you guys can certainly practice this in your own time, is make a list of all your best personal qualities. If you have a positive self-esteem, then this will probably be easy for you. But if you don't have to spend weeks creating the list. Don't stop until you've written at least 100 things about yourself. And even if you just jot down 1 or 2 nice things about yourself every day, use that list. I don't know if you guys have done this, but I've done it with my daughter, when she was getting picked on at school. And I asked her to make a list of 100 things of why she was so special and so incredible. And she really dug deep. She was like, well, I'm funny and I'm this and I have a big heart and I take great care of my sister. It's important not just for yourself to do this, but you want to recognize these great qualities in yourself, in your kids, in your spouse. Too often we focus on the negative. I'm not good enough. My cycles are low. It's just, you got to eliminate that bad talk, that racket that's going on in your brain. So step 2 is a few things impact the person's self-esteem more than the way they talk to themselves on a day-to-day. Are you aware of how you talk to yourself? Keep track by using your smartphone or carrying an index card and tallying the number of times each day that you think something positive or negative. So you want to start paying attention to that self-talk. You really want to pay attention to that, because the minute I catch myself saying, oh, I can't do that, I catch myself immediately and I say, I will do that. I will change the course of my family's life. I will be successful. I am destined for this. So catch yourself. Start listening to those quiet things that you're telling your brain, that you're telling yourself. And if you aren't doing so already, find a way to serve and add value to others on a weekly basis. Do something that uses your strength to benefit others, make you feel good about yourself as well as them. Start small. If you're already serving others, which we do, which I love, then do a little bit more. A good rule of thumb is to give 1/10 of your time to serving and adding values to other people's lives. For example, if you work 40 hours a week, devote 4 hours to serving other people. And I think what a wonderful place with Isagenix that we get to do that every day to serve people, to get healthy, to get well, to change their physical and financial well-being. So these are just a few things to work on. Some people were asking the name of the book. It's John Maxwell, How Successful People Grow. And the leadership panel is reading the series. We read a different one every Blitz. So I want to say great job to everyone. I think you guys are doing amazing. If you've given it 6 out of 10, bump it up to an 8. Start getting uncomfortable. Start putting in the 300 minutes a week and really start working towards your goals. We have to be very realistic. We're stepping into week 3. We have 9 weeks left. Some of you guys set some pretty big goals to hit Crystal Executive, Crystal Director. I want you to have a calendar out and really discuss with your coaches how you're going to do that and what steps are necessary. Because if you're shooting for Crystal Executive, which is 10 consultants, and you have none, you know, that's more than a consultant a week. So you've got to start mapping it out and really determining what you have to do each week. The leaders and I set some goals for ourselves, and we're always willing to go first. And that's what you have to do for your team, your family, your spouses. You have to go first. You have to be willing to hold your nose and jump in and take the plunge to really make this happen. So the last 10 minutes, let's have some feedback, some takeaways, what's working, what's not working. What are you guys proud of? What are you hoping to accomplish this Blitz? All you have to do is unmute yourself. All right, I'll start with Vicky. I never get any volunteers. Ooh, I think I just hung up on her.
And it's Irina.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm definitely sending crazy amounts of Facebook messages, just trying to talk to everybody. I really can't wait till the kids go to school because I feel like I'm tied down. And once they're in school, I feel like I'm just going to go nuts because I feel like something's holding me back. That's the only distraction, and there's nothing I can do about it right now, you know? But I'm definitely trying my hardest. I'm making a ton of calls a day. Every free second I have, I have a girl helping me send emails, crazy amounts of emails, getting a ton of numbers. Not everyone's available right away, but I have a huge list of people, you know, that I keep calling over and over again. So there's always somewhere where at barbecues I'm talking to people. Everybody's like, no one says no, you know, it's just not yet, not right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely, the kids need to go, you know? I feel like I'm tied down a little bit with that.
But you've been doing pretty good. You've been rolling 2 a week on a consistent basis.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't have that much time. That's in a very limited time, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to have so much time and I'm going to go nuts. There's so many options of things to do. I have all these plans. I want to go into doctor's offices with flyers. I want to talk to them. I'm like a sales rep, dress nice while the kids are in school. You know, I have so many great ideas of stuff to do.
Yeah.
It will help me, you know?
Yeah, for sure. For
Really
sure. You got to try everything.
Everything. I want to try everything.
Yeah, but that's what people do. I mean, some people are great with launch parties. Some people build on Facebook. Some people are better in person. Some people set up stands at the gym. It really is about being in action. And I think you have definitely been in action because you've been, steady and rolling. You've been steady and rolling on a regular basis for quite a few months now. Every week, you're bringing someone in. So I think that these conversations that you're having are really paying off.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, so great job. Who else wants to share?
This is Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi. I seem to have a problem with people not wanting to talk on the phone. So I'll contact them through Facebook, or they'll a lot of the times they reach out to me. And then when I say, well, let's talk on the phone, like we do according to the six simple systems, they just fall off. I don't hear back from them. So I'm just wondering how to handle that.
I think we've all had that. Let's take some, how about you, Sabina? You want to comment on that? What do you do when someone won't get on the phone? You're trying to schedule that phone call and they're just not getting on the phone. They demanding that information via Facebook Messenger.
Honestly, I don't think that people that just get sent information and start to do their own homework and aren't willing to get on the phone, generally for me, they don't sign up. If they can't hear, the sincerity in my voice or take the time out to spend 5 minutes on the phone with me, they're probably not the right person for the program, and I'd move on. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think that I'd circle back with them later, say, hey, remember that program that you asked about? Or do you have that 5 minutes now? So, not really cross them off my list completely. Just keep them on it until they are ready to get on a call. And, and then, some people that wouldn't get on the phone with me would circle back around and say something like, hey, I never got that information from you. Great. Are you ready to get on a phone call now? And so, kind of keep to that.
I like it because I think it puts you in charge of your own business. You don't sound like desperate. Like if someone's not willing to get on the phone with me, I'm kind of like, all right, well, whenever you have 5 minutes to talk, I'll be happy to go over it with you. And if they're like, well, I don't really have time. And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't really have time to PM you the entire program. It would take about an hour and a half that I don't have. It would be much faster for me and much more efficient and informative for you. So I think just standing your ground, Kathleen, and coming from a place of confidence would be a tip that I would share, because if they're not willing to get on the phone, I'm not willing to spend, over an hour IMing.
Right.
Because when you IM, here's the question. Just tell me the name of the program. Oh, I heard of that. Well, how much is it? Oh, no. That's too much. So I'm kind of feeling like Sabina said, if they're not going to get on the phone and they can't hear my heartfelt passion, my story, then they're probably not going to sign up via, private message. Nothing lost, nothing gains is how I would see it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for asking. I'm sure a lot of people wonder that as well. Who else has a share or a takeaway?
Question.
Yeah. Hey, Maureen.
Hi. It's actually not the takeaway, but it kind of follows up on what Kathleen was just saying about people not wanting to get on the phone. I'm not. My question isn't about that, but I have several people that are not willing to get on Facebook. And I just feel like it's a lot more difficult to get them involved and to stay involved when they're not willing to be on Facebook. So I just didn't know if anybody has any tips or information for that. I mean, yes, I can email them or I can get on the phone with them or message them or whatnot. But some people are just really against trying and being willing to be on Facebook. So, I mean, it kind of falls into that same category. So I just don't know if anybody has any feedback about that.
Out of 10 people, how many would you say don't have Facebook or are not willing to get on Facebook?
I mean, most of them are, but there are some that aren't. So that's what I'm just saying. What to do with those people that want to do the program but just aren't involved, and they're not able to see, part of our groups and all the great info and everything that goes on with it, And sometimes I even just say, just join and just, make an anonymous name and just be part of the group, But some people are like, no, I don't get on it. I don't have time. I don't want to be part of that. I just want to have, the info there. So just didn't know if anybody had any tips for that.
Anyone want to chime in on that?
You just coach them like you coach a regular person that is on Facebook. I have people that are not on Facebook, and don't want nothing to do with Facebook, I just make sure I call them every week, maybe twice a week or so. I do all the touches with them. I just stay connected with them. You make sure you send them all the lists, all the schedules, everything they need, and they should have the same experience of a person that is on Facebook.
Yeah. And if you feel like they've got great potential, Maureen, and if you feel like they would be amazing for this business, I mean, on day 5, we're still presenting the U+2 because we want to be forthcoming with the information in terms of the opportunity. But if you think they would be amazing at this, invite them to a local meeting. Let them see up front. And I'll be very honest with you, a lot of our board of directors and the pioneers who started it, Carol Taylor, Cam Howard, George Ruiz, you know, all these incredible people, Jimmy Smith, they didn't have Facebook, and they were magnificent. If not for them, we wouldn't be here. So don't give up on them. Meet them where they're at. Sophia is 100% right. Coach them as you would. And if you feel they're going to be amazing, bring them to an event and let Isogenics do the talking, because someone can still build a business, even off Facebook, believe it or not. They still have a network.
Thank you.
Great question. Anyone else? Questions, comments, anything they want to share before we end the call? Okay, everyone, have a wonderful week. Enjoy the assignment. I'll post the assignment, and I'll post this week's winners. I'm really excited for. And just, you know, we've got 9 weeks left of Blitzing. You know, we're a quarter of the way done. So, you know, just bump it up and do the best you can. It really is a tremendous opportunity, and you all have the capability of making it happen. So congratulations, Randall, on your top contacts, and amazing job, everyone. And to the leaders who showed up week after week after week, you know, props to you guys. This wouldn't even happen without you. So thank you, everyone, and have an awesome night.
Bye, Angela.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Night.
Thanks, guys.